with Shri Kumar Varma, and I must make sure that I get the introduction right, the order. He is a noted author, playwright, poet, teacher of literature, and also a journalist. And incidentally, he is the great-great-grandson of the legendary painter and poet Raja Ravi Varma, and also grandson of the last ruling Maharani of Travancore. Is that right, Shri Kumar, the order? Well, I hope history is not repeating itself, because more than 5 years ago when I interviewed Shri Kumar, he only spoke in monosyllables and he was an interviewer's nightmare. I hope you've gotten better over the years.
No, this is because of this cold drink. Sometimes I'm not able to speak because of the...
And I forgot to mention, he's also a great actor. You are.
I used to be.
You used to be.
In school and college.
No, but we didn't get to see any of that when we were rehearsing for the Midnight Hotel. Recently, I had the good fortune of acting in a play that Shri Kumar wrote called The Midnight Hotel. A wonderful murder mystery with oodles of humor in it. And then after that, I was at the book release. I in fact interviewed him when Shri Kumar released this book called Maria's Room. And I was really worried that you know, what happened 10 years ago might happen again, that I would ask him questions and he would just say yes, no, nod his head. But I think you've improved over the years.
Yes.
Some more. So how has it been, the reception, the reviews?
It's been fantastic. Yeah. Reviews have been good mostly, and people have also sort of called in and told me through a lot of media like Facebook and things like that, they've all enjoyed the book.
I must mention here that the book is very evocative and very atmospheric. But I also did say at your book launch that it will appeal to only a certain kind of audience, because it's not a pacey page turner. It has it's very literary in its value, if I may say that, you know. So, Shri, have you ever thought about writing one of those unput-downable, you know, page turners? Has that ever been asked of you, in fact, in the first place by your publisher?
That's amazing, because that's just what happened. I had gone to Delhi for the launch of this book, and the publisher had asked me. She said, why don't you try one of those? Everybody is writing these pacey page turner books. I mean, I thought everybody turns pages in all sorts of books, but page turner sort of books, and I flatly refused immediately. But then afterwards I thought maybe let's try this out as a challenge. I thought maybe like you write a play, you write a short story, you write a novel, these are different things. So within the novel itself, if you can find different things to do, like a literary novel where I sort of lovingly go into it, the words and relationships and things like that, and this one which is a challenge, you know, to keep the reader engrossed, a sort of thing which I myself may sort of take a couple of days to read through, that sort of a thing. So that's what I'm writing right now. In fact, I'm combining two things which I've always wanted to do. One is this, and the second is to write a book on Chennai, Madras.
Yeah. What is your page turner called?
It's called the Gayatri Club.
You know, I think we must tell Grace to watch out. Grace, I think when the book comes out, Grace of the Madras Players, when it comes out, you should read it with a fine-tooth comb.
You mean Gayatri
I think there might be a P.C. Ram and a Mithran and a Yamuna and Gopi and all in it.
Anuradha Anant?
Maybe, who knows. Okay. But we're going to watch out for that.
That's actually a fantastic idea, because I normally when I start writing a book, a novel, I don't know what names to give my characters. Now I have ready-made characters. Only thing is I hope all these people won't mind.
Oh, I'm sure we all like to see ourselves immortalized, you know. So, are there two separate books we're talking about? One is the history of Chennai.
No, that's going to be there. That's
another book.
That's another book.
Yeah.
But here, what I'm going to do is it's going to be a pacey thriller sort of thing, but also set in Madras, and you see, focusing a little bit on my head and that sort of a thing. You know. Set in Madras, where you immediately recognize not only the landmarks, physical landmarks, like and also old landmarks which have gone now, Spencer's and Moore Market and things like that, but also maybe even people. If suddenly, Anu, you might pop up as one of the recognizable, figures in the novel. So
I
that
hope
may happen.
as a very talented actress.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
That suits me
Never
fine.
be anything else.
Thank you,
You'll be
Shri.
always.
Now tell me, I asked you this question when I interviewed you the last time, many years ago, about your relationship with the publishing industry and whether it's, what's happened over this period of time? How has it evolved?
I'm still not very, very comfortable because I really don't know what's happening. But I understand the problems because this time when I went to Delhi, I was with my publishers, I went to the office, I know what's happening, the number of books, the variety of books, and there are these bestsellers, there are these slow runners, there are all sorts of books that they are handling, managing. And they do everything from commissioning a writer to editing to finally, after the book is released, all these promos and author reads and all these things they have to handle. So I think that's a big world altogether, and author is still a little bewildered, a little puzzled at the end of it all. But you have the confidence that something is happening. I mean, you just have to sit and write, and if they take your book and they can sort of, you can leave it to them.
So they manage you also, right? I mean, it's not just the physical publishing of the book,
Absolutely.
but they also manage your image in a certain way.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you are free to sort of sit and write, and they will, interact with all sorts of people who will maybe promote your book, so that the next time you write something, it's familiar. Your name becomes familiar to a reader.
Well, and it's very good for them too if you do well.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So, when I was introducing Shri, I was going to say that he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth and with a silver pen in his hand as well, and I thought that he might get very offended. Because I know a lot of people ask about your lineage first and then delve into your accomplishments, so I didn't want to do it that way,
No, actually that comes first. The lineage comes first. I've come afterwards.
No, I've been the discussion.
Okay.
So that you're going to see a lot more of that droll humor. Stay tuned to Off the Record.